What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Gould's Gaming and Tech channel. We have another unscripted review for you guys. This is the Galaxy Watch 6 review. Basically, I like to do unscripted reviews because I don't want it to seem like I'm saying the same thing that all the other reviewers are saying. Oh, I'm getting notifications. If you're new to the channel and you don't know, Spidey, he's my official timekeeper. He keeps me on point. Make sure I do not make these videos too long. This right here is the Galaxy Watch 6. This just came out and was announced July 26th of this year. If you're watching it in a different year from now, that's 2023, by the way. This is the 44mm version of this watch. You could choose between, as far as the newer ones, you could choose between this one and the classic, the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic. And this review shouldn't take too long because at the end of the day, it's a smartwatch. It does certain things, but it doesn't do a lot of things. So it shouldn't be too long. So Spidey, you won't have to watch me too close today. It's similar to the previous versions. So if you did have the Galaxy Watch 5 or 4, you're kind of like, you know, that's like the same thing. I basically have the same thing. And guess what? You're not wrong. It's essentially the same thing. I just got the newer one with the newer chip, and that's it. That's the only difference. We're gonna break this down to the things I like and don't like, and we are going to start on the things I don't like, and there's not many. First things first is the OS. I do wish the OS could get some kind of an update. It's very similar to the builds from previous devices. The OS isn't bad, and maybe this is just a personal thing because I'm coming from an Apple Watch, more specifically the Apple Watch Ultra. The OS seems very, basic. The OS does look a little bit elementary at times, so I just wish that it would get an update. All right, next thing on the list that I don't like are these new iterations of these watch bands. Now, it's not the watch band itself, but it is the release mechanism to remove and put on the watches. So Samsung took a page out of Apple's book and some other watch brands' book and put these quick release tabs on here to easily remove and put on these bands. In theory, it sounds like it would be better from their previous versions where there were pins that basically were super spring loaded. You had to basically line the pin inside of the end of the watch band, push down on one part of the pin to push it in one hole, and then kind of slide and maneuver the other side of the pin into the other hole when it came to putting these devices on. I would say from personal experience, the removal is easier with this quick release button, but it's the putting on that's the issue. I still struggle with putting this thing on. So I'm gonna press this down, and there's some force that I had to use there, and remove that band with that quick release. So like I said, removing it is no issue. It's the putting it on that's the issue. You essentially want to line it up, and then you got to listen for the clicks. If you don't hear the clicks, then it's not in there securely. And you also have to realize, which I figured out, and it looked a little simpler there, but to put these bands on, it's better to put it on from the bottom, not try to put it on from the top, because you will have a longer time trying to line these up to try to sit it in their sockets. All right, another thing that I do not like about the Galaxy Watch 6, and I believe this applies for the Watch 6 Classic as well, are the color options. The color options are very, and that's an understatement, limited when it comes to the colors you can get for the actual device itself, not just the bands. You can go crazy with the bands as any device, but the actual watch itself only comes in two. That's right, two colors. For the 44mm, you can only get this graphite color and silver. Those are the only two colors that Samsung's offering. Now, if you want another color, you have to drastically reduce the size of the band, or not the band, but the actual watch bezel that you want. And even when you switch to then, the only colors they offer is like a yellow color and graphite as well. So grand total, there's 3 colors for this watch. 3 colors. Again, it's better than one, as it with the Apple Watch Ultra. It only came with that silver or titanium color. So you only have one option there. Now we're going to talk about the things that I do like about this watch. So first thing is the design. It's minimal and it's simple, and this flat surface, I love how flat this thing is. I don't know if this video will do it justice, but it is very flat on the top, and it makes for the watch look a little bit more sleek. And definitely if you're sporty, you have the sports band here. It's not too thick of a watch, so you're clanking it and banging it on a lot of stuff. So I love this flat surface. Basic is not always bad. Basic is good in this sense, because what I primarily use my watch for is checking the time and when I'm doing my workouts. I don't need it to be all super fancy. Another thing that I do like is the sensors. Spidey's giving me a time check. He's like, bro, he's in my ear right now. He's like the producer, like, bro, hurry it up. Okay. I had an issue with my Apple Watch Ultra because, as you can see, I have tattoos on my left wrist. I primarily wear my watches on my left wrist. So when I would put this on, or not this one, but when I would put the Apple Watch Ultra on and start workouts, they have this feature where it will stop the workout or undetect your wrist, because the tattoos, the sensors are faulty when it comes to sensing through your tattoos. So I've noticed with this, when I worked out with this on my wrist, my left one in particular, I had no issues with the sensors. It was giving me accurate information. It didn't stop my workout, and it read my heart rate and everything just fine. So I do think these sensors are superior in that regard. So that definitely goes on my thumbs up things that I like list. Another thing that I like are the watch faces. This is the watch right here, and you have several watch faces. Now these are super customizable. Let me open this up so you guys can see a little bit better. Not only do you have these different watch faces right here, you can customize them. As you can see, that customize icon is appearing below the ones that you can customize, which is pretty much all of them. But you have several options down here on watch faces, and they're very unique, and they're kind of, you know, they stand out. You have informative, health, classic, simple, so on and so forth. So there are tons, and when I say tons, I mean tons of watch faces that you can choose from. Another thing that I like on this watch right here are the media controls. So let's play a YouTube video. As you can see, I started a video, and these are my media controls right here. The controls themselves are very separated, so I won't accidentally touch one when I'm not trying to touch it. You can control the pause or play. You can skip backwards, go forward. You can change the volume right here. All you do is kind of scroll or swivel. And the flash button, and then also this. So it works very smooth with the touch bezel that's on here. It's not the physical bezel. So another thing I like about this watch are the tiles. So it's basically a quick way to get to your app. So you can set this and customize it how you like. But again, like I told you guys, I work out a lot. So the first thing on my tiles is a workout kind of function or home right here. So you can get to all those easily. Again, all the icons are big. They're very clear. There's not a lot of clutter on here. So that's one thing I like about it. The next thing, I have my activity rings right here. So those of you who have an Apple Watch or an iPhone, this is similar to your activity rings on your Apple device. But I have my battery health for my devices. And again, this is more like health stuff. That is not correct. My body fat is not 25.2. This is incorrect. Fix it, please. Another thing that I like about this device, as you can see, it has two buttons right here on the side. Depending on what side you orientate your watch to be, it could be your left or your right. There's nothing on the opposite end though. But you can customize these buttons to do what you want them to do. So as you can see here, it's in advanced features. Now you can customize the home button. So if you double press it, I have it set to activate my camera, and I'll show you guys an example of that in a second. And if I press and hold, it will give me my power off menu. If I short press the back button, which is the top button here, then it will show my most recent apps. We're going to demonstrate this. So this is the home button right here. I'm going to double press this, and it's going to activate my camera. So tap, tap. The camera app is closed on your phone. Reopen it. So boom, there you have it. It activated my camera. And then again, if I wanted to set my phone up somewhere, I can control my camera from this device right here, and I can either take a picture, I can change the timer that's on there. I can make a video. So it all depends on what you want it for. All right, so again, like I told you guys, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. That's pretty much all I wanted to cover when it comes to this device here. Overall, I say this is a good product. I definitely recommend it. The price is very reasonable, and Samsung does offer some trade-in stuff for this watch, or just discounts in general, so you can get it cheaper than that $329 that is originally priced at. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this content, and again, as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.